Welcome to 2023, growing year here on the Small Holding. We are getting into full swing of weekly videos showing you what we're up to on our self-sufficient journey. It's always going to be a journey because I guess we'll never be 100% self-sufficient, but I'm okay with that. And if you're interested in how we're going to do that and how we have already started doing that over the last few years, then why don't you subscribe and join us along here every week, where I'm going to be coming to you from the shed every Saturday morning and showing you snippets throughout the week, all related to kitchen gardening and growing your own and everything that's going on here. We do have other small holding videos and all kinds of different style of videos, but we're going to get back into the weekly videos to show you what's going on as we move into and through 2023. Now this year is a little bit different because last year I introduced you, if you've been here before, I introduced you to another plot that we've got, which actually we're not going to be continuing with throughout 2023. If you do know what I'm talking about, it's the bottom plot. We run our pigs in a paddock not too far from here, just where I'm pointing, but you can't see. And essentially what we've decided, I tried to grow down there as well, and as it worked fantastically, I just couldn't stay on top of it. I just couldn't dedicate enough time to working down there. I spread myself too thin, so we have decided this year to scale back a little bit. Still got quite a decent space for growing, which you'll see over the coming weeks and months. And also we are fully invested in the no dig method, so I was encouraged by this again. I have looked at it before and we did try it and we didn't do it properly, and that's why it failed. So I got back into this watching Charles Dowding's videos, who most people will be familiar with. If not, check him out if you're a keen gardener. I'm sure you will already know who he is, and we are fully invested in doing that, as I say, for this year. So we've already got started, and I'm going to show you how we've got a couple of beds to finish off using that method coming up in this video. So thank you for joining. This is purely the intro. I'm going to get into what's coming for the week. I'm hoping to build up a little bit of a community here of people with like-minded interests, whether it's gardening, cooking, growing, small holding, whatever it might be. And I look forward to seeing you here each week. Bye for now. Here I go. Oh, I tell you what, it's cold this morning, folks. Got to keep busy to keep warm. We've got 99% humidity and 1 degree here in my little shed. So this week, it's Saturday morning. I'm going to start coming to you from the shed on a Saturday morning. We are busy. Stephen's working on the outdoor kitchen. This is all going to be about veg plot, growing your own style related stuff, and what we're going to get up to Saturday, Sunday, and throughout the week, all the way around to next Saturday. I might just have told you that in the intro. There's Stephen. He's been to the tip because we have so much stuff that can't be recycled, and he's genuinely tip rubbish. Anyway, well, actually he took a load to recycle as well, because the bin men come to the recycle twice a month, and they decided our lane was too icy to come down, so they didn't come, so we had a load of recycle as well. Anyhow, I'm out here today. Grace is out helping me, and she's got a little helper, and she is doing all of the chickens and the ducks and updating their beds and putting extra straw on and stuff, because it was -5 this morning. I was going to come out here as soon as it got light, but it was light really early this morning. I was so pleased. Lighter days are coming. Anyway, it was -5 point something. You can't get a fork in the ground. It's like solid. Not that I'm doing that today anyway. We're going to be just shifting muck from the muck heaps, which is our source of muck of compost, is aged horse manure. So we've got a couple of horses here. And anyway, so Grace is out doing that. She's sorting all of the bedding out for the animals because it is so cold, so we're just giving them a little bit extra. The waters are a nightmare this morning because they're all frozen over, so we're having to get everything from the house because the taps are frozen out here. So she's going to do that, and it just means I can get straight on, talk to you guys, and get busy on the plot. So I did come out and film a little bit first thing, and it was, like I say, super duper cold. It still is, and I just had a little walk around. Everything is in upside down mess status, and that is the importance of January for me, because this year, as I said in the beginning, we are looking to do no dig, and I want to get to the stage where when it's time to get the plants in at the end of March, April time, and around Easter this year, I want to be able just to concentrate on that and not have to spend, you know, an hour or more doing weeding and extra all of the other jobs before I can start getting the plants in. So January and February, when it's really cold, before I start sowing seeds in earnest in the middle of February, I want to get the beds into a place where I'm happy with, which is not what it is at the moment. So today I'm going to get the asparagus chopped down. I'm going to get the raspberry canes chopped down. Those canes are a mix of summer and autumn. I just take a guess at what I'm doing because they come at different times of the year. So summer ones I think you're supposed to leave, raspberry ones you're supposed to chop down. Anyway, I think we're going to chop most of them down. We'll have a look together. So those are the two jobs I want to get done, as well as finish off my nemesis bed, which I've been coming out where I've got cardboard and adding manure on top of the cardboard. I ran out of cardboard, but we have just had, Stephen's just brought a load home from work, which I'm really excited about. So that's going to be Grace's next job, to bring that over once she's finished what she's doing now. I've got some tools here that I left outside, which is a bad habit of mine. Need to stop that. Bit rusty, so I need to go and get some WD-40 to get those fixed if Stephen lets me use it, because I sometimes borrow it and forget to give it back, so he doesn't get too happy about that. Anyway, that's the plan for today, and we'll see what we get to throughout the rest of the week as well. Lots of jobs in January, but while it's dry I'm going to be out here busying on. First thing I've got to do though, I have brought out my compost, from the kitchen, all the kitchen's peelings and the kitchen roll and things like that. That's going over on the compost, which is just over behind you. So this is the view that I'm looking at the moment, and the compost is just to the left. It's not the best compost heap because we literally just throw everything on it. So it does have on it what it's supposed to, but I didn't know that you're kind of supposed to stack it. I did know, and we just didn't do it, maybe. Anyway, the birds are busy on there at the minute. I can see there's a robin enjoying himself there, so there's obviously something going on that they're happy about. There's actually one bird, if I can get her on camera I will. Magnificent colours, no idea what she is. She's got like a almost turquoise underneath, bright orange beak, and like a cinnamon coloured chest. I wonder if I could set the camera up there and just get her on camera. I'm going to do that while I'm busy and on doing all the other stuff that you guys don't want to see. The other thing, I found, as you do, some shallots shoved in a bag. So these should have been in, I think, by now, but we're going to get them in today. If the plant's September to December, oh well, it's middle of January. We'll have a go, and I'm sure something will be better than nothing. And although the compost is probably frozen, so yeah, we'll figure that out as we go along. Anyway, gonna crack on. I'm gonna go and set the camera up. Hopefully it won't break because it's above freezing now. 1.8 we are now, getting there. Right, back in a minute. So this is where I got to on this bed, nemesis bed. As you can see, it's just it's just a mess, and ideally the sides would be higher because I'm kind of piling it on top, but this compost here that we've already got on will rot down a bit, and I'm hoping that the worms will do their job and it'll kind of all intermingle. These weeds will disappear and it won't be too high up, and then I can just put a thin layer on the top each year. But as you can see, this is in need of a little bit of repair anyway. So I have got a literally barrel full of cardboard, which will be more than enough for this, and I'm going to put some on some of the other beds as well. And this is what we're kind of working with today. So this is the asparagus that I'm going to chop down just now. I'll get this covered in that other bed covered in cardboard first, and then we'll get this chopped down. These are the beds that we've already done. The chard was looking lovely and then didn't make it through the frost that we've had. And these three beds here have been done all nicely. That was what we grew the beans up, was leant up against there, and it's fell over. And this here, for those that don't know, we did have chickens in there, but they've been moved indoors for the winter, and that's just having a bit of a rest there as well. There's the robin, can you see? There's something there where they are. They're right in the middle of the screen at the minute, and I think it must be a rat hole or something, but whatever it's exposed, the birds are loving. While I get this sellotape off this cardboard, I'm actually going to set the camera from a different angle. Can you hear Stephen in the background? And see what we can get footage wise of these birds. Fascinates me. Me. That's not plastic, is it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
That's what every single one.
I didn't know it was plastic.
What's one?
Can you go? No, it's not. It's paper.
It's plastic.
No, it's paper. Yeah, that should do. And then put the stone on, like put it down, put the stone on top of it, please.
Jeez, it's stuck to the... It's stuck to the cardboard. Are you sure that's paper?
Sure we know. Go. Right, we need the look.
Oh. Let's go.
Great to prize this off him. Bring it back. Oh. They've never been that sharp, to be honest. I'll have to see if we can sharpen them. Remind me to give them it back. Right, asparagus. At this point I have no idea where Grace and Rodney went, so they're off on an adventure somewhere at the minute, but I'm going to head back up and get this asparagus cut down. Now ideally I think this should probably have been done in about October time, so we stop picking it on the longest day and then leave it to photosynthesize for a little while, and ideally it would have been done before the colder weather came, but that didn't happen, and it's whoop, whack yourself in the face there, but that didn't happen, and it's just better late than never, I guess. So I'm just going to collect all of these ferns now and get them put on the other bed to be used as a pathway.
Mum, I'm gonna need a hand with that muck heap, it's proper frozen over.
Right.
And I found this.
Oh my god, where's that from?
The paddock. Look how thick it is.
Be careful.
I will.
Don't leave it in here.
I'm gonna go smash it.
I told you they were up to no good. I'm only kidding, she was having fun. I don't know if you caught that, but that muck is frozen solid, so I'm just going to leave it for a little while to thaw out a bit while I get busy with something else. Oh, the weeds on the pathways, they're a real pain, so I'm just going to try and stay on top of them every time I'm out here, little and often. We have taken all of the ferns that were on there, then raked them off, and some of the ferns have just gone down to start a path here, and the other bits and pieces have gone over onto the compost heap. So this now is ready. Well, it needs repairing because actually this one is it's just frozen in place at the moment. It keeps falling off when it's not frozen. So that's gone really well. Those loppers or whatever they're called were really good actually. I was pleased with those. And we're going to use these stones, these bricks that we've got along the edge of these beds to hold down some cardboard on the bed that Grace is going to be working on just now. So that's a good job done there. Pleased with that. Who's that? Who's that? That's the farmer.
You can get the muck off.
Are you keeping your bum warm? Where have you had your face? You are filthy. So it's not just weeds in the pathways, it's the strawberry runners as well. Now, in an ideal world, I did want to take these and pot them up and use them elsewhere. But to be honest, today I was just wanting to get rid of them. I want the pathways all tidied. So we just went along and pulled out what was there. And obviously, as you can see, Rodney was super interested. After we'd made a bit of a dent in those strawberry runners on the pathway, I decided to try and spread a bit of that muck. My goodness me, it was still frozen. But I did laugh when I looked back at the footage to see what Rodney got up to whilst I wasn't there. Look at him, he's looking for Grace. I think she shouts across, "Hey dude."
Right, if you can put those chocolate back in there.
It actually looks like it's spreading okay, but you can still see there's some big chunks in there. So we didn't bother with any more barrows on that day.
There's two pairs here. Yeah, they're different. Why have you got fortnight things? Solid. I told you. That's what it's like in the mucky.
Well, I've got about half an hour left of light and I'm determined to get this nemesis bed covered in muck. I've managed to get all that done. I just need to get that little bit left. Look at that sunset, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing. It looks better in real life. Anyway, this looks really deep, but it'll soon stamp down and it'll be fantastic when it's done. So I'm just going to get busy. I'm not even going to set the camera up. You guys have seen me do this. I just need to get on with it and stop talking. I've actually got an audio book that I'm going to listen to. That should only take 2 or 3 more barrows, and if I can get that done tonight, job's a good one. It's lighter on the camera than it really is. Sweating. Lost the hat, lost the coat. All done now. That bed finally finished. Thank goodness for that. The next one I want to get finished is the tea bed. Call it the tea bed because we grow flowers and herbs and things like that that I use for teas. Not going to try and do that now, but I'm really pleased that that one is done for tonight. It's a couple of days afterwards and I'm just about to close this video out after I've shown you what our sweet potatoes that have just recently arrived are. Now that bed there, as you can see, it's actually starting to bed in. For want of a better phrase. I've been out with my wellies on and stamped it down, which according to Mr. Charles Dowden, he says you can. So not stamped it down, but you know what I mean. Treaded it down firmly, shall we say. So that's as good as it's going to get for now. And I did ask on one of Charles's posts, and he kindly replied to me if I can just plant directly into that when it's ready to plant, or if I need to cut through into the cardboard and go underneath the ground. And obviously it depends on how big the plants are that you're putting in. But in theory, if I'm only using small sort of plug plants that I'll be growing from seed myself, the theory is that you should just be able to put it in the top layer of compost. It is quite a deep layer, so fingers crossed that's what I'm going to be able to do. And then I won't have to penetrate the cardboard and risk any other weeds coming up or going into the soil or the compost that's below that. So that's the plan. I haven't decided what is going in that bed yet. These beds are all doing okay. They're not going to need any cardboard on or anything. They're just going to need hoeing over. So I'm really pleased that we've got that done. There is the tea bed that I showed you, which we will be getting some more compost put on top of the cardboard. We've not got around to doing that yet. And I also still need to mulch the asparagus, but I'm glad that that's chopped down. I'll add that onto next week's list. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you what seed potatoes we've got, because it's time to start getting those chitted. I can't really remember, to be honest. I remember ordering them, but I can't remember what varieties I went for. So let's go and see what kind of a mood I was in when I placed that order. I have got some home safe seed as well. Don't know what the varieties are. Can't remember because they all get muddled up in stores. And what I'll be doing with those is just putting them in and just seeing if any that I like that work. I'll just be keeping those for next year. It doesn't matter what variety they are, as long as we enjoy them and they're working. Back in the kitchen where it's nice and warm, and these are the potatoes that I've been telling you about. So I got these from Potato House. I found them a couple of years ago and they've been absolutely fantastic. Really enjoy all of the varieties that they've got. They've got all different colours, different times of year, etc, etc. First early, second main, all of the good things like that. Very happy with the service. I'm trying to grow more of my own seed potatoes, which I know some people don't like. Look out for some of the results of that in the next video, because some of them are still in the ground, so we'll do that together. Anyway, they work just fine. Basically, that's all I was trying to achieve, was can you grow from your own seed potato, and you can. Obviously, with the cost of things, I'm wanting to try and do that more and more as much as possible, but I will be buying in the sterilised or whatever it is seed potatoes as well. I can't remember what the phrase is, but that's why some people don't like to do their own, in case they're buying any disease, in case they reproduce any diseases, etc, etc. So I'll have some that I'll be getting from Potato House, which are the ones I'm going to show you now, and I've got some that we have just kept from different things that we've done here, what we've grown our own. I've actually got some from Christmas dinner from the store that I really liked, so I thought I'm just going to keep one and try and grow that as well. Anyway, let's have a look what we've got in the bag. They come in a really handy bag with just a nice handle on that you can use just to carry it, which makes it a lot easier than getting yourself filthy and carrying the bag against your chest or whatever. So I'm going to open it now. Can't do that with one hand though, so I've made a right mess on the table. Of course there was soil inside it. Okay, so we have got 6 Axona. Now, I can't remember what's what on. It says here main crop, so I'm really pleased it says on there, because that saves me having to go and dig out. Oh, not intended. Charlotte, and this is the second early, but I know people grow that as a main crop as well. That's a slightly bigger bag of the Charlotte. We've got the blue Danube, so that's a kilo of that early main crop. The Axona is actually just 6 tubers. So you can buy by weight or by quantity. So 1 kilo of Sapo Mira, and they are main crops. Then Gatsby, early main crop. Can't even remember getting that. How do you pronounce that? Ratty, with my accent. Second early for that one. And then finally, we've got Yukon Gold, which I really like. So there's 6 of those, I think, as well. So that isn't all of the seed potatoes, as I say, and I will probably get some more when I go to a garden centre as well. But I'm going to get busy chitting these. You can see, actually, some of them have already started chitting, which means it's just growing the little shoots. These aren't very strong, actually, so I'll probably just knock those off. We'll get these in a cool, light place so that they can start chitting, and I'll let you know any other varieties I get as well. At that point, I may as well close the video out while I've still got a little bit of hot coffee in my... I got this for the garden because I keep taking out just mugs from the kitchen and leaving them outside. And then we want a glass of coffee or something in the kitchen, and there's no mugs left. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you're going to be interested in these kind of videos moving forward. If not, and if it's only me that watches them, then I'll be very happy to look back in a year and to see what I got done each week of the year, or of the growing year at least. We won't be doing it in the, you know, the real depths of winter, which I guess we're still in anyway. Rambling again. Bye for now. See you next week. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. See you next time.